Hello out there, fellow comic book fans. I am going to do a review of Superman Earth 1 Volume 3 that I did the unboxing for the other day. I finished it fairly quickly, then realized that I hadn't done a review on it. And I have to say, I really enjoyed this comic. I love just about anything done by J. Michael Straczynski. I'm a huge fan of his Babylon 5 series. I have Crusade, some of his other works. And I am not a really big fan of Superman, but I love his stuff. And this one is no exception. This one continues with the fantastic writing and the fantastic art. It picks up a little bit after the first two. You have the first one where Superman spends all this time or Clark Kent trying to figure out what he wants to do for a living. He tries out for a football team. He goes to a scientific research company and gets hired, offered a job for huge amounts of money. And it's not until an alien comes to attack Earth where he becomes Superman and winds up at Earth, at the daily planet. You have the second one where he goes into some foreign country and overthrows a dictator. And the two previous events carry over into this one. You have the UN trying to decide whether Superman is a threat or not, or how to deal with him. And so they're looking into ways to possibly stop him. And they get Lex Luthor and his wife, or this version of Lex Luthor and his wife, figuring out how to beat Superman by using video footage of the attack on Earth from before, by studying some of the video footage of the fight that Superman got defeated at. They thought it had something to do with gravity, but they won't get into it. And they figure out, hey, this is how we can possibly do it. You also have a subplot of a neighbor of Clark's who's always over to visit him, and she feels that she can talk with him and that he's kind, and she is an escort who is trying to get into acting. And this deals with leads to a conversation with his mom, and his mom saying, hey, look, she's into you and all that. And just nice little subplots. But the main plot, aside from the Luthor thing, the Luthors, and this one is weird because the female Luthor is the more mischievous, the diabolical one. Lex is as smart as always, but his wife was the more devious one. Lex is more normal and not as bad. We have a mysterious figure showing up on a ship, and it turns out to be General Zod. And he introduces himself to Clark and starts to try and tell him, or Superman, and tell him about the House of El. And it shows him dealing with the UN. So you aren't sure what his motivations are until later. And they do eventually get into a fight. And can see the art in here is just top notch as normal. And you can see the fight with Zod and Kal-El. And it's just so. This is a very good story, written just as well as any J. Michael Straczynski piece would be, and the art is incredible as well. So I give this a 4.5 out of 5 and recommend that you pick it up. All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye.